guys, welcome to Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. We are currently working on Quaker flag by the Stitcher Hood. We're doing a little stitch along, and I've been working on this about 9 hours, and this is how far I got. And I think we're just gonna jump right into the sew along because I have a lot of stuff for the end, and this is my second time to work with fancy floss. So I can kind of give you my little tips, not that they're going to mean anything because I'm not an expert. So I'm just going to kind of turn my chair around and then show you up close kind of what I've got going on. So what I did is first, when I did the stars, I did a frame all the way around so that I would have a starting point. And then I put the stars in, and then I started down here kind of going across, and it was very stripy, and I didn't like the stripy look. So I decided I was just going to kind of go all over the place so that I would have a circular motion looking. So I just kind of stitched like kind of around, and then I started just kind of going all the way around, and it kind of just looks like I've got some lighter patches, but that's kind of what I did so that I would get the variegated look that I liked instead of stripy, and I like how it came out. And then I went to my stars, and I just did each star with its own, I guess, skein or thickness. I didn't keep traveling the stars so that they would all have an equal amount of light and dark. So I did the red, and then I added my little white. So I will turn it over and you will see that, see, I did my red all individually, and then I just did a, like, I don't know, it's not really a confetti stitch, but I just kind of jumped across the back because I didn't think that mattered. And then I came back and I did each of my stars white, but on the red on the back you can see that I did not jump because I didn't want that red to travel on the back. So I see a little thread I gotta clip off. But also one thing that I did do is on these reds, the little circles, I did do the loop method because there's so much of a little piece. It didn't really matter to me if it was variegated or not. And you can see some of them are darker and lighter. And so I'm just gonna stitch. I'm just going to kind of move a little bit and stitch, and you can kind of watch how I travel. And the best thing about this pattern is all of the stars are the same, so I don't even need to look at my pattern. I can just look at the star to the left. And you can see I kind of put some wonder clips up here to keep it kind of folded and out of the way. Okay, so I really want the view to be the view that I'm at, so that's kind of, we're gonna try this. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm using John James Petite Gold. Since I'm on camera, I can't go as fast just because I have to sit in the right spot for the camera angle. I can go much faster when Lily's not in their room. But I did make a mistake earlier this morning and I had to pull it out, so.
And can you remind us what cloth you're stitching on?
Denise, can you answer?
14 count vintage country mocha.
14 count vintage country mocha.
And I'm using Ada. I like Ada. And right there, I was supposed to do one stitch at a time, but I did on accident, but that's okay. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to undo it. And when you're working with hand-dyed thread, you want to do 1 X at a time, and I just messed up. So that's why. I'm going to pull this out because I made a mistake. I am using I'm using Classic Colorworks, and we picked our own colors, and we're using Toasted Marshmallow, Wavy Navy, and Ribbon Red. And I need to thread my needle. Let's see. I'm having some issues this morning with my needles, so I'm going to stop And I'm gonna go over here and find a needle and rethread because I'm a little bit of a mess this morning. It's kind of rainy outside, so let's see, we're gonna thread this and keep going. Sorry about that. And so when you're working with hand-dyed floss, you should do 1x at a time. Every now and then I forget and do and don't. I usually don't take it out just because nobody's gonna notice. So I'll just do a couple of stars, and y'all can ask me questions. I would love to see like what has worked for you and what hasn't, so that we can tell everybody else any tips you have on working with this. The beauty of this pattern is that it's got a repetition to it that's really nice, and it makes it easy to just kind of do the same thing over and over, and without having to look at your pattern over and over and over, refer to your pattern. You can just keep going. And I love that I'm going to get it done in time for July 4th. I'm going to send this one to Priscilla to finish for me. I get to see Priscilla today actually, because she's coming to Austin for her son's girlfriend's track meet, and she's going to deliver one of my Mania finishes that she finished.
Ooh.
So I get to see her. I think she's on a plane probably right now. So the one thing that we did do this week is we released a couple of videos. We released a project bag on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube. We released a how to make a 3-tiered tray, both on the Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube and the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch.
It's actually, the 3-tier tray is on theirs, on Priscilla and Chelsea's.
And then we also released, do you want to say what we released, Lily, so I don't make a mistake?
Oh, you're good.
Sorry,
the other one was the haul, which kind of like goes hand in hand with the 3-tier tray.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant. So the haul is on our channel and the 3-tier tray is on theirs. So you need, so you can look at both. That's what I meant.
Yeah, and yeah, for the, I see some people in the comments asking about the project bag that was released on our quilting channel, and the link for the tutorial is below.
And also at the end of this video, I'm going to show you some other project bags that we have done in the past on our quilting channel, in case you want to refer to those. So we've got a couple other project bags that we've done in the past. And on this cloth, one thing I can say is one side is mottled, or has a mottled look, and one side is plain. So it gives you the freedom to stitch whichever you like, and I think this flag is looking beautiful on the mottled look.
And then the other video we released, someone just pointed it out in the comments, was how to finish Land That I Love.
Yes, and that is right here. She can show you real quick, so I don't have to pick it up and fall everywhere. So Priscilla finished this for us. From her channel is the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, and she showed tips on how to finish that, and that is on our channel also. So if you want some examples of how to use sticky board to mount, and that is just a little frame that we got at Hobby Lobby that had some metal work on it that we just pulled the metal work right off. Which I never would have thought of doing. So one thing that I do is when I get to the end of my star, because sometimes I miss a stitch, is I compare my stitches to the star next to it and just kind of make sure I've got all my stitches. And I like how this one, the dark, is a different direction than this one. And so here I'm going to go ahead and finish off my thread, my red, and I'm going to save the red. I'll show you.
A very hot topic in our chat right now
Oh,
is
no.
the fact that you're not using a Q-snap.
Yes, so I'm not using a Q-snap because as I did Mania, if you watch my Mania wrap-up video, which we also released this week, I got used to not using a Q-snap. And I'm able to stitch in hand, which I'm super excited about. And the reason I did that, and I talked about it in my video, was... Okay, so let me go back to that in a second. So I'm saving these little bits, these little bitty leftovers, and I'm going to use them when I do a row of white. And I'm going to just do these. And again, I'm going to do the loop method just because they're a little tiny, tiny, tiny spot. So I'm going to save all these little bits, and I'm just going to keep going to the next star. So what I did on my Mania is I had a lot of Q-snaps, and I was using them, and then I would end up filming at home or somewhere that I didn't have a Q-snap, and I had to still do the video. So it forced me to just stitch in hand, and then I got used to it and I liked it. And I just ran out of Q-snaps and figured, oh, I gotta make do with what I have. And I really like it. I'm able to go a little bit faster. I wasn't able to use the bow and needles that I had started with. I was only able to use the petite needles because they're shorter. So if you look at the length of this needle, it's shorter, and so it can go under quicker and faster. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and thread this needle and hope that it threads because...
So a few people were asking, have you sworn off Q-snaps completely, or are you switching?
No, I'm still gonna, I'll probably just do kind of whatever. I'm kind of one of those people that just, whatever I feel like doing, I do. But I'll probably do both, a mix. So again, when I'm starting with fancy floss or hand-dyed floss, I don't use the loop method. And I'm looking, and it looks like I'm starting the dark every time in the same spot, so I don't like that. So I'm going to start somewhere else. I'm going to pull this out and start somewhere else so that I have a different variety going. So I think I'll start in this corner instead so that my circular looks, my little star circle looks different. So it always takes a little bit when you start going. I leave about, maybe that's a little bit over 1/4 inch.
Oh, and then Laurie Holt had said, good morning from my trailer. I'm glamping in Idaho.
I just got a text from Laurie right before we started.
Oh, what?
Yes. We have lots of Laurie stuff to show also. So this is kind of my stitching. I'm just going to kind of go in this pattern. And I am going to just do a couple more stitches, and then I can show you new stuff, and then I can answer questions and just stitch as I go.
Perfect.
But just as a summary, I'm kind of when I finish this, I'm going to do red, white, and red. And after I finish the red row, I'm going to go ahead and put my white stitches in, and again I'm going to travel. And then when I do my white, I'm going to do the loop method with red and keep it where the red doesn't, I kind of keep the threads really neat on the back so that, I don't know, I'm a little OCD, that's honestly the reason. So I will turn around and I will just show you kind of all the new stuff, and then I can stitch as we go. So next week, so this is the end of our Quaker flag sew along. If you stitch with us, we would love for you to tag us as FQS Quaker flag, and we would love to know what colors you're using. So for this pattern, she uses called for DMC, which is 826, 38, 31 in white, and we converted it to ribbon red, toasted marshmallow, and wavy navy. But we would love to see all of the things that you make. so that, you know, you can inspire other people. So that would be great. And then next week, we're going to start this sew along. And this is So She Did by Lori Holt. And I can show you one of the whites. This is her 25 count Lugana, or Lugana. This is 14 count white. And I used DMC on this one. Lori used Aura Floss on this one. And then this one Denise did on 10 count Daisy. And this is Aura Floss. So we're going to start that sew along next week. All the information will be on our blog at the Jolly Jabber, and we're going to do sections. So we're going to do like, we're going to kind of just quadrant it. And it's kind of a quick sew along with a lot of stitches, but again, with all the sew alongs, you can do it however you want. You can take as long as you want, or you can do whatever you want. You don't have to do it just the way we do it. So I'm going to show you Jolly July now. So in July, we are going to have an event with the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch, and we're going to have fun making ornaments and decorating the tree, which is Priscilla's original idea. That's how she started her channel. If you go back and look, her channel is built around her decorating, her house decorating tour in December. So she's got several of those, and that's kind of what we're playing off of. And so we're just going to pick some ornaments to stitch. So I'm going to get out of my project bag all of the things that I picked. So I am going to be using Classic Colorworks, and the colors that I'm going to use primarily are Bamboo, Queen Bee, a little bit, just a touch of that, Really Tealy, Pink Posy, Cherry Tomato, and 4-leaf Clover. Those are the main ones. And then my little touches of accents are going to be Queen Bee, Jolly Holly, Tea and Biscuits, Caramel, and Hickory Sticks. And also I did use gingerbread and a lot. So kind of, you know, I just kind of looked at all the colors and thought what matches my house. So I'm going to keep these in here, and I'm going to show you my first one. And what I'm going to do on my channel is on every Monday of July, we're going to do 5 weeks of it. We're going to, every Monday, I'm going to show you a finished ornament. And I'm going to show you the ornaments I'm going to work on that week. And then on Friday, I'm going to have a video that shows you how you convert it to the ornament that I designed. So I'm using quilting fabric. So this is my very first ornament, Mary Mary. It is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and this took me about 8 hours to do. I did it last weekend. So this has got all my colors. It's got Really Tealy, Bamboo, Pink Posy, Cherry Tomato, 4-leaf Clover, and Gingerbread. And I'm using Graceful Gray with Cheryl 14 count. So that's my very first ornament. And so I'm going to make 5 before July, and I'm going to have them finished. I'm going to get a button pack together from just another button company so that I can accent the fabric. I haven't decided what fabric I'm using, because like my actual fabric, not the Aida, but the actual quilting fabric that I'm going to put around it. I haven't picked that yet. So I'm kind of in the beginning stages of designing, but I'm going to go through and show you all the ones I've picked. So obviously Mary Mary's first. Dear Santa by Country Cottage Needleworks. This is Mary Mary, the one that I already did. Merry Christmas, Merry Making Mini by Heart in Hand. By the Chimney by Country Cottage Needleworks. Hot Cocoa by Little House Needleworks. Christmas Cheer by Country Cottage Needleworks. Angels by Country Cottage Needleworks. Merry Christmas by Little House Needleworks. It's Snow Cold by Little House Needleworks. Snow Love by Country Cottage Needleworks. Ba La La by Country Cottage Needleworks.
Oh, I think that's my favorite. Sorry, I'm swooning over here.
Christmas Cookies by Country Cottage Needleworks. Holly Jolly by Country Cottage Needleworks. Gingerbread Cookie by Little House Needleworks. 2016 Christmas Ornament by Little House Needleworks. This is Frosty Flakes by Little House Needleworks. Merry Christmas Pillow by Little House Needleworks. And He's a Flake by Little House Needleworks. And then I've got some more Heart in Hand. I've got Christmas Triplets. So on this one, I'm going to do all 3 of these. And then this one is Christmas Cheer. And I will be doing the Ho Ho Ho, the Santa Claus face, and the 25. And then on this one, this is Christmas Cheer 2. I'm doing this one, the Merry and Bright. And so that's my first 25. We're going to be doing more than 25 though, and I have some original idea to do something for the remaining ornaments, but I haven't found the perfect pattern yet. So I'm still on search for that. It's going to be something original to my family and to each person's name within my family, but I've got to find the perfect thing. So that's going to be in July. It's going to be super exciting so that we can it'll give us time to get all of our ornaments done before Christmas. And these are all, you'll see that what I did is I tried to pick things that are a similar size so that they're, first of all, doable. They're about 50 by 60 stitches or 60 by 70, something that's very doable. And using the same floss throughout means that I can save money, because as I run out of a skein, I just buy another. I don't have to, and I can be flexible with that. So it just gives me a lot of freedom. So that's one thing. And then this is my project bag. It uses by Annie vinyl, and you can see that the patterns in there do not stick. This is a brand new tutorial on the Fat Quarter Shop YouTube, which is our quilting channel.
Link below.
Link below. And then we also have some other project bags that we've done in the past. So this one is called Mini Scrap Patch, and this is great for floss. So we've got some floss flowers in here. They fit perfectly. And I just have 2, just so you can see like what it looks like if you change the zipper color. And again, I used by Annie floss. So this is a previous project bag that's on our quilting channel, link below. And then this was designed by Sherry McConnell. It is called How to Sew a Simple Zipper Bag. And I've got some Lori Holt floss packs in here. And this was several years ago that it was on our channel. And then this is another version of it that Pat Sloan designed, this little applique piece to go around. It had just another button company. This is one of the monthly button clubs that we did a couple years ago. So Pat designed this, and Lori Holt stitched it for me because I don't applique. So Lori, do you remember doing this for me? You might not even remember.
Lori. Wait. Yeah, Lori. Okay.
And then, so finishes. We've got, I'm going to just go out of order here. For my Floss Fix, this is our new club called Floss Fix. And this is our first 6 colors. And our packaging is perfect. So I just wanted to show you. And it's called Piggy Pink. I don't know if you guys know, but Piggy is my dog. He's my little baby. We've got some other stuff. Oh, finishes. I'm going to do finishes real quick. So for finishes this week, I have Mary Mary, which I already showed. Oh, I have this as an older finish. Sorry. Cheryl finished Long May She Wave by Classic Colorworks, and it has some of the floss, not all of the floss, but some of the floss in it. And this is stitched on a probably linen or even weave. She didn't get it here, but it is beautiful. So that's one of Cheryl's finishes. And again, it is Little House Needlework, Long May She Wave. And then she also did some other fun stuff. She stitched the 2019 Santa Prairie Schooler right here on Lori Holt's 25 count Lugana. And she stitched 1/1. So this is the cloth. So she did 1/1, and she did the same Santa in a different fabric.
Can you go a little lower? Perfect.
This is Belfast. It's, if you just type Belfast on our site, we have it. It is a 32 count, and so she stitched over 2 on this one. So that is so cute. This long Macy wave has been super popular, so I'm just gonna put all this back so I don't mess anything up. So pretty, lots of finishes. And we have some bags. Of course, you've seen the Stitching is My Cardio by Lori. You can tell that I've been using them. I have them like everywhere. And then we also have the Stitching with the Housewives tote bag.
Oh, someone had a question while you're holding it up. Does the project bag you made in the latest video fit inside that bag?
In this bag.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It might be very close.
Experiment.
Yeah. Oh, no, it fits.
It does.
Woo!
I mean, it comes out a little bit, but it doesn't even, like, you could probably even zip it up. You can, like, yeah. It comes out about 1/2 inch above the top. So there's that. And then we, of course, have Lori's backpack 8 sleeve stitch. Oh my goodness. We have so much stuff. So I have all of Lori's stuff for next week ready to go in the bag. So we've got the So She Did pattern and her floss packs and fabric. Everything's ready to go in my bag so that when I start, I'm ready to go. And then we've got some new patterns. We've got Plum Street Samplers. We've got some new patterns by them. They're little, my fingers always get in the way when I watch the videos. I'm so sorry. And then we've got the Scary Apothecary. I didn't say it right, but Scary Apothecary.
Apothecary? Maybe?
Whatever. It is, like today, whatever, really. It's hands-on design, and these are the next, so she had 3 to start with. This is the next batch. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good, you're good.
I'm having a great day, guys. I really am. I'm just making a lot of mistakes. So these are her 3 new ones. And these have been super popular. A lot of people doing a lot of different things on Instagram. Really fun to look at the variety. I always like, I don't care whose pattern it is. I don't care if it's my pattern, Lori's pattern, Priscilla's pattern, doesn't matter. I love to see on Instagram how people just turn something so different. And there's also, Hands on Design also has videos on how she finishes things. So if you want some tutorials on how she does some of her stuff, which is really unique, she's got a channel too. We have some of her older patterns called the 12 Days of Christmas, and we had a customer request these. And these are a little bit older. They're just 2 years old. But it's all the little, from the little song. Maybe Lily can sing you the song.
Wait, what's... Oh, the first day of
that.
Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Yeah. She sings.
I don't know the actual version. I know like this weird like Shrek version of it, and don't ask me why.
So these are some of the other land, Home of the Brave, Land of the Free. And, oh, is it upside down? No, it's not. And then again, they have the classic color works in there, but if there's DMC called for, that's not included, and the cloth is not included, but it's kind of like a little starter pack to get you going. We've got some other new patterns, and we saved the best for last, which is Star Spangled Swine Farm by Priscilla. So this just came out within the last 2 days. And sorry, I'm like all over the place. Y'all making fun of me. Y'all, they're back there laughing at me.
No, there was a very funny comment that I will share with you in a sec.
Okay, and then with this, there are some pin minis that were put together by Just Another Button Company. And there are needle nannies, which you can see are sticking to everything. over here. They're sticking to each other. There's one that's called Star Spangled Swine Farm and one that's called Red, White, and Moo. So these are just little optional things you could buy. We're going to have a kit of the Star Spangled, look, they snap together. The Star Spangled Swine Farm at the end of the week. Or early next week. So that's it, guys. Oh my gosh, so much stuff. So I'm going to keep stitching just so that I can get some stitching time in. Oh, and then I have something else. Wait, oh my gosh, I have something else. We have 2 shout outs. So I found some really cool things on our channel. So pull the first one up so I can say their name and everything. Okay, so we have got Jana Glosson, and she did the Quaker flag, and I love how she did the frame. She found a frame that was very similar, and she finished it kind of Priscilla-ish, and I love it. And so I think that I'm going to ask Priscilla to do mine very similar. So we have sent her a $25 gift certificate, and our next one I also loved because she used black. I don't know if it's chalk. Oh, it is chalkboard black, but I love it. That is the Quaker pumpkin, which is the same designer, the Stitcher Hood, and so we just loved how she finished that. It's so awesome. So she also got a $25 gift certificate. So we just wanted to share some things that we found on our Kimberly Stitch Squad. That is our Facebook group that you can join, and you can be inspired also.
It's free to join.
Yes, free. It's just a group where we try to keep it super positive and just show what you're working on.
So the first thing I'm going to share with you is the very funny comment I saw. So because I mentioned that I only know the Shrek version of 12 Days of Christmas, Tula E. Hubbard said, "Go Lily, love it, Shrek rules." And then she put that laughing crying face. Yeah. So I had a weird childhood, okay?
I don't even really know. Is Shrek Disney? I don't even know.
No, DreamWorks.
Yeah, I have no idea. I will say, okay, there's a new movie out that I want to see, and I don't watch movies. There's a new Elton John movie out, and I have...
Rocketman.
Yeah, it's called Rocketman, and it is, I listened to a interview yesterday with him about it, and it's awesome, and I want to go see it. I can't obviously see it with my kids, so I'm not really, that means I'm never going to see it until it comes out on, like, Netflix or something, because it's not appropriate for children, but I would love to see that, but I, like, can't just, like, go to the movies and just leave them. I mean, I don't know.
Unpopular opinion, I thought it was better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, I have never seen that one either, but I like Elton John. So, and there's lots of articles online that tell you, like, what in the movie is real, what's the difference in reality, you know, like what he changed, what they had creative freedom of. Anyway, that's just that's like the first time I've wanted to go to the movie in probably 30 years. I mean, I don't like going to the movies. That's one thing I don't like to do.
It's a good pick. Okay, so Shelly Fry says, "Can Kimberly show us her stitching pillow?" I think the one that's...
Oh, so this is, we can put a link to it. This is a pillow that I came up with about 3 years ago. It's on our blog. It's a free pattern, free tutorial on our blog, and we will find a link and put it below. We don't have it in there now, I know, but I always have to have something in my lap so that I have a little bit of weight to it. And I guess for Mania, the one thing that I'm super proud of is I have 2 finishes. So next week I'm hoping to have 3 or 4, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit of quilting, a little bit of cross stitch, a little bit of Jolly July, a little bit of all over. And finding that it's really productive to just jump between projects. I am kind of cheating though, because on my Mania, I got a lot done, but I'm cheating because I'm going back to the ones that I have the most done of. I'm going back to the ones that I have the most done of and finishing those first so that I can feel accomplished. So I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I'm not going back to the ones that I have the least amount done. So, but that's okay. I can cheat if I want.
And then this is one of my favorite comments of this live stream. It was just very sweet. Pamela Palmer says, "This is Pam from New York. I'm so excited to be on this chat. I am truly crying with excitement. I have been stitching with you late at night after a long day at work. Thank you for what you do."
Oh, thank you.
So I just wanted to give her a shout out because that was very sweet. Okay, and then question from a different Pam, Pam Zorotsky, how do you know what size your project will be if you use a different cloth than suggested, like if it calls for 10 count and you use 14?
So I take the stitch count, which a pattern will usually tell you the stitch count, and you divide it by the size of your cloth. So if your stitch count is if your stitch count is like 100 by 100, you would divide 100 divided by 10 for 10 count, and that would be 10 by 10. If it was 14 count, you would take 100 divided by 14. Denise is going to 7.14, and so it would be 7 by 7. So you just take the stitch count and divide it out, and then you decide how much you want around. So for example, on this, I started with a fat quarter, and I kind of just started at the top, and I didn't cut it down because once I cut it down, I'll still have this whole portion that I can still use for another project. And having cloth at the bottom doesn't bother me. If I have a lot of cloth on the right, that does bother me because it just gets in my way. I don't want a big old thing going on over here, but I can keep it, so I just keep my excess at the bottom. That way when I cut it, well, when Priscilla cuts it off, I'll just have extra she'll send back. She doesn't even know. I haven't even asked her. I guess I'll ask her today when she comes.
Katrina E says, when will Lori's heritage cloth be in stock?
The first week of July is what Riley Blake is quoting.
Chris E says, this was part of a conversation they were kind of having in the chat, but he said, I'd love to see more cross-stitch finishing videos and ideas.
Yeah, we are on that, and so that's going to be part of Jolly July.
Yeah.
So we will have 5 videos in July that show how I turn them into ornaments, and basically they're going to be like little pillows. Basically it's the same thing, so you can do the same type of techniques with a larger print. Yeah, we will do that. So Jolly July will be our first foray into that, I guess.
Terry Lane says, did you stitch the navy in the flag side to side or up and down to highlight the variegation?
So I did it in circles.
Ooh.
So that's what I talked about kind of in the beginning, if you want to go back to the beginning. But basically I put the white in, and then I did the first line at the bottom, and it was too stripy. So I just kind of I kind of just did circles, and I just kind of went wherever because I did not like it stripy at all. So I just kind of started doing whatever so that it would not, I did not want a stripy look. And I didn't unpick the bottom. Like, you can't tell that there's a stripe there at all. But I was like, oh, I don't like how that's looking. So I just kind of started going up, and I just had fun with it. And I worked on it at a graduation. My nephew graduated high school. And, you know, those were like 2.5 hours. And so I just sat there and stitched.
Yeah, confetti cannon for Kimberly's nephew for graduating.
Yes, he's going to UT. He's going to go to the University of Texas. Ooh. He wanted to go to the University of Michigan, and he got in, but I guess it was just too much. And really, I mean, it's just too far away. But he got more scholarships from UT, so that's great.
Alright, Maxime on YouTube says, can you make a pre-packaged Classic Colorworks or Weeks Dye Works floss pack for Christmas colors?
So we can. We're working on some floss packs for Weeks right now. For my colors, I don't think I'm going to do a floss pack just because I don't think people are going to decorate just like me. I don't want to assume that people are going to decorate just like me. We could do a Christmas pack of Classic Colorworks of traditional colors, and then we could do a Christmas pack of Weeks Dye Works also, so that you have the option, and I would just do those more in traditional colors.
And then Linda on Facebook was asking, how do you store your floss in your bags, loose or in a small zipper inside a larger bag?
Oh, I do loose. Let me show you this one. So in this one, I have them in the box that, you know, she has. But if not, I would just leave them in the, like, I would just put them in a plastic bag similar to this. Or I would leave them loose if there was fewer. Like if there was like 6 or 7, I would probably put them loose. If there was this many, I probably wouldn't put them all loose. But I am like the bag lady. I have like a bag within 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 a bag. So I'm all about the bags. Sometimes I'm just like, I mean, like, look how many bags I have here. Like, these are like just laying around my sewing room. I'm like, oh, we've done project bags before. Like, pull those out. But now it's just like, Kevin's always making fun of me. He's just like, I mean, this is ridiculous. And even Emma, like, I don't know. She's just like, why do you have all these bags? I'm like, I don't know. I just like it. It's okay to be a bag lady.
Yeah. Okay. And Gianna Gorsuch wanted to clarify, are we selecting 25 or 31 ornaments for Jolly July?
31. But I already know that Priscilla has 33 because she's always extra. I am going to have 31. I'm going to have 25 plus 6, but I haven't found the perfect pattern for the 6. So when I find that, I will show you.
Okay, I'm just going to take a few more questions and comments here. Oh, Sandy Rook says, the bag video is awesome. The set you filmed on is beautiful.
Thank you. It's our brand new set.
Yes. Judy Gibbons says, can I purchase just the chalk pattern, not
Yes.
kits?
Yeah. So we have everything separately. So the pattern is available. It's online right now. And we have the kit will be separate. The fabric you can buy separate. The floss, everything. You can just do whatever you want to do.
Okay. Debbie on Facebook says, when will the swine farm be sent out?
Well,
Is that part of the chalk?
that's not part. The swine
Yeah.
farm is not part of the Chalkful Club. So if you want that, you would just purchase it online. And when you order, we ship, you know, the same day or the next day. So, yeah, whenever you buy it, I guess. But yeah, that is totally different than the Chalkful Club. The Chalkful Club is, I'll show it to you. It's more of a jar, mason jar. So this is the Chalkful. It's each time it's going to have a mason jar with different things coming out of the jar and a bonus pattern. So that is different than the swine farm, which is here. So just totally different. Same designer.
From Sharon on YouTube, can you get any Teresa Kogut patterns?
We can. We just haven't had any requests for them.
Alright. Okay. And then Sandra Litcher has 2 questions. Can I stitch Lori's sewing machine on 20 count over 2?
Yep. And this is 25 count over 2, so it would be, yours would be slightly larger.
Okay. And then her second question was, can you list all the sew-alongs and dates on your site? I believe they're on the blog.
They should be on the blog. We are going to do a little stitch along section on the blog. That will be in about a month or so. We got to give ourselves some time. And really with the stitch alongs, with quilting, people are used to quilting stitch alongs to be very succinct and follow the rules and get everything done. With the stitch alongs, I'm just doing what I'm doing on the channel to have enough to teach you. So like I divided it into 3 sections so I could talk about the blue section, the red section, the white section. You can just do whatever you want.
Okay. Last comment I'm going to take here, and I'm going to actually put it up on the screen. It's just another sweet kind of comment. In the words of the famous Kimberly Jolly, you do you, so you aren't cheating when you're talking about feeling like you're... Oh.
Yeah. Do you, yes. Be you. My grandmother always used to say to me all the time that you should be comfortable in your own skin. So however you however you live your life, you need to be comfortable with the decisions that you make. You need to be able to live your life and be comfortable with who you are, and so that's what I do.
Alright, and I think we have to wrap up now because we have a very special guest that's coming. I don't know if you want to tell them about him.
So Mr. Domestic, he is a fabric designer for our gallery. He is coming and he will be featured on our quilting channel, but he is going to be doing some crochet videos, which might be something that would appeal to the people who are cross stitchers. It's a different craft, and he's going to be using Lori Holt's chunky thread. So he's coming today, and he's gonna have like the live stream that we do on Friday on our quilting channel is just gonna be like him. I'm gonna be in it, but it's gonna be his own show because he can direct his own self, if that makes sense. He's very funny.
I'm so excited.
Yes, he's awesome.
And he's gonna be teaching Kimberly how to make some pajama pants.
Well, he's gonna make the pajama pants. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
watch. I'm not gonna I'm not attempting to do that.
Ooh,
So thanks for watching, guys. You be you, be comfortable in your own skin, make the right decisions, do whatever you gotta do, and I'll see you guys next week.
good choices. Oh, hey.
Thank you.